All right, welcome back to computer science. I was sick most of this week, so this is the last day of the week. So we got a ton to do. We're gonna see if I'm gonna be able to do it. It's like a little less than 3 hours. I don't know how I'll find that time, but you can try. So, um, yeah, talk to you in a little bit. All right, so I finished up the first unit of the strings um, lecture, which is on string slicing. The last note on string slicing is stride. This is a third argument in string slicing that separates between end and stride with another colon. So you can have two colons. Start colon, end colon, stride. Stride is default 1, and it tells basically how much where the next character should be taken from. Should it be if it's 1, it will be like every character. If it's 2, it will be every other character. 1 or 0, 2, 4, or 6. If it's 3, it'll be 0, 3, 6, 9. Given that you're starting at 0 and it has at least 10 characters, or 9 characters, I guess. No, 10 characters. 0, 3, 6, 9, that'd be 10. Because we're starting at 0 is actually a character. So anyway, that's stride. Now we're into advanced formatting in the next unit, and the first advanced formatting is field width. And this basically is the minimum number of characters that the string needs to include in a formatting output. So strings in most outputs will be left aligned, but numbers, numerical values, will be right aligned. It's the minimum number. So if you have a field width of 10 and your string is less than 10 characters, well, then it's going to print 10 characters, and the extra characters that are not in the original string are going to be spaces after the string. And again, if it's a number, it'll be if it's one character number and it's field width of 10, well, then it's going to be 9 spaces and then the number. So this is good for printing like formatted like arrays, tables, etc. Stride is the third argument of string slicing. Default is 1, determines how much to increment the index after reading each element. So it determines how much to increment the index after reading each element. Field width defines the minimum number of characters that must be output such inserted into a string. Number following a colon as formatting specification. And numbers are right aligned by default. Most other types of strings. Most other types will be left aligned. All right, that's it for now. I'll be back later today to continue with more computer science. So talk to you then. All right, I'm back for more computer science. Let's keep going. Like, I got a lot to do, so let's do it. I'll be back to recall what I learned a little bit. All right, just ripped a double session for computer science. Well, now we're halfway through the goal for the day, or over halfway through after this video. But, well, what did we learn? A lot of stuff. I don't even know where I started. A double session. Well, I guess we can start where we ended. String formatting, string methods, comparing strings, slicing. Okay, we were done with slicing. String, advanced formatting was probably what we were talking about. So the last video, I believe we were talking about field width. And so then we started this session with alignment. So alignment, yeah. So after, field width, how do you align? You can align left, right, or center. You do that by denoting a less than character denotes that the string should be left aligned. A greater than symbol denotes that a string should be right aligned in the field width, and then centered is a caret signal or symbol character. fill. So fill is, this is what, when you have a field width and a string that's smaller than the field width and you have to inject more characters into the field width, typically it's an empty space, it's a space character, but you can actually change the fill to be other characters or a different character. And the way you do that is by placing it before the alignment character, if there is one, or the field width character. Yeah, so that would be advanced formatting, I believe. Then we started the next unit, which is on string comparisons. I feel like I'm going to be missing a lot because this is pretty simple, quick stuff. I spend a lot more time. Anyway, string comparisons. So strings, they allow for, or strings, allow for comparison via relational operators, equality operators, identity operators, and membership operators. I don't understand how all these work except for relational operators. Can clear that up a little bit. Basically, it's comparing ASCII values of the first differing character. So if you have Sam with the lowercase s and Sam with a capital S, actually Sam with a lowercase s is going to be greater than, because the first different character is S and capital S, and actually lowercase has a higher ASCII value or greater ASCII value. If two strings have identical, or if one string's longer than the other, but they have identical characters up until the length of the shorter string, well then the shorter string is actually less than. So A, B, C, D, all lowercase, and ABC is going to be the less than, even though they're equal up until all the characters in the shorter string. There's going to be methods now. I forgot about these methods. String methods. One of them is find. Let's start with replace. Replace will take all the occurrences of basically an old substring and replace it with a new substring, similar to regular expressions that I've been learning. So it's replace will be string dot replace, and then within arguments, old the new, old comma new can be a string literal or a string variable. Replace old comma new comma occurrence. Occurrence will replace basically that many times. So that many the number of that many occurrences. So if there was like 5 letter A's lowercase in a string and your occurrence was 2, well, it's only going to replace the first 2 with the new, say whatever, B, lowercase b. Find is another method that can be useful. This will basically find the index of a character or the first character of a substring within a string. If it's not in there, it will return -1. That's how you know that it was not in there. But if you're just checking if a substring is within a string, you shouldn't use the find method. You should use the membership operator. Okay. So find X will find the first occurrence of X within a string. Find X, comma, start will start the search at that given index at start. Find X, start, end will search between the start and the end -1. And then R find will search backwards. So from the end to the beginning. So we'll find the last occurrence in the string. All right, one more method, I believe. There's one more. What would it be? Replace, find. I don't know. Count count will basically count the total number of occurrences of a character or substring within a string. All right. One more thing. Did I say stride? Did I say stride? Stride was yesterday. No. Stride was today? No. Stride was earlier today. Okay, stride was earlier today. Floating point precision. So these are string methods. Floating point precision, right? It's a period, and then it's the number of decimal or characters after to the right of the decimal, essentially. If there's more, if you specify, well, then it ends with F. So period, colon, period, number, F. Well, we've already done a lot of this. Colon, period, 2F will return a floating point with 2 digits after the decimal. If there's more, if you specify that you want more decimals or digits to the right than actually exist in the original floating point or number, then trailing zeros will be appended to the end in order to fulfill that specification. If there's actually less specified digits than the digits in the original floating point, then it will round. Okay, replace. Hold on. Advanced string formatting. Field width. That's something we did earlier today. Okay, aligning text. So character placed before the field width specifier, less than, greater than, caret. Good. Fill character is used to pad a replacement field when the inserted string is smaller than the field width. Default is empty space. Can change the fill by specifying it before the alignment character. Good. Okay, then. Oh, floating point precision placed after the field width component, begins with period, ends with F. If more digits specified than exist, trailing zeros. If less digits specified than exist, rounded. Okay, string methods. Replace, old, new count. The string, the old, new substring can be variable or literal. Actually, maybe not. Yeah, probably. And the replace string can be a literal or a variable, probably. Count replaces first count. Number of substrings. What the hell? Oh, count as an argument. Find. Okay, use the in membership operator if you're just searching for it. If you want to know exists in there. If it's in it, find X. Returns index character, first character of substring, first occurrence, otherwise returns -1. X can be string variable or string literal. X start end, R find, good, count. Good. And then comparing strings. Good. String comparison. Oh yeah, there's a string comparison method so far that we've learned is AL num, and this is basically, it returns a Boolean value true if all the characters are either all lowercase or capital characters, or letters I should say, or numbers between 0 and 1. So no other characters besides those, it will return true. So that's it for now. Talk to you later, guys. Yep. All right, I'm back for more computer science. Earlier today we did what? Field width, centering or alignment, fill characters, floating point decimals, string methods such as find, replace, count, and another one was like some, I'm forgetting what that other one was, but that's good enough for right now. Is al num. Is a al num. And comparing strings. All All right, let's jump back in. I'm going to continue learning, then I'll be back to recall what I learned in a little bit. All right, so what did we learn here? Where did I start, dude? I don't remember. I started again. String methods. So last session we covered comparisons, string comparisons. We were still in that. Okay. I remember. Is AL num? Okay, that was the last function we talked about, or method we talked about. Is lower method will check if a string letters are all lowercase. It will ignore other characters. Is upper will check if a string is all uppercase letters. It will ignore non-letter characters. Starts with will check if a string starts with a substring that's specified. Ends with, same thing, but ends the string rather than starts. I think is letter. It checks if it's all letters only. Is num checks if it's numbers only. That will all output true or false, Boolean values. Then we learned about basically creating a new string, a modified string based off an old string. Capitalize method will capitalize the first letter and then lowercase all the rest of the letters. Strip will take away all white space before and after within the string. Actually, now I'm remembering one of those other comparison ones is space, and that checks if it's only white space. So it'll return true. Okay, capitalize, strip, lower will lowercase all letters, upper will uppercase all letters. Title will capitalize the first letter of each word. That's basically everything. It's best practice to also basically modify the data as being read as input rather than wait and do it later to minimize bugs. And that means basically like if you want to like take away the white space in lowercase input strings, do it when it's input. Do like input dot strip dot lower. All right. Is digit. I think I said is number on accident. Is digit. Is lower. Is upper. Is space. Starts with. Starts or ends with. There is no is letter. Okay. Capitalize. Lower. Upper. Strip. Title. Good. Everything else was pretty good. Best practice to apply transformations when reading data as opposed to later in the program limit little bugs. All right. So that's basically everything. There's one more question I have to do to finish lecture 21. But otherwise, I'll be back later today to do lecture 22. So talk to you then.